Hey everyone, and welcome to the system reveal of the Confident Leader Formula. Just want to share with you some of the details, who this is for, and how the process works. So first off, this is designed for new and emerging leaders. This is designed for people who have high potential. This is for people who really want to accelerate their career and really want to have a great foundation for leadership development and grow in their confidence. And what we started with is when we started working through this process, we started with talking about the Confident Communicator Challenge. And this was the first step that we went through. We had a couple of days of challenges where people understood what their challenge was, their choice, their call to act. They developed a 3-minute life story that they could share at any time in any situation. And then we moved into understanding the Confident Leader Blueprint. And these are the 10 essential things that I've been studying for years. This is what great leaders do. Great leaders have an ability to master these 10 elements. And so what I did is we went away with our team and I recorded these 10 videos. We made a virtual course called the Confident Leader Formula with 12 weeks of virtual coaching with my coach, Mark Derwachter. And I just want to share the system, how it works, who it's for, and to see if it might be of interest to you. First thing is, what are our goals and objectives? Really increase self-awareness. We created a development process, an assessment with Harvard and St. Norbert College, specifically designed for this course to increase self-awareness, increase individual development, team development, and then ongoing leadership development. And in this assessment, you get your confidence profile. You understand the 6 traits that relate to your profile, profiles you work well with, profiles you're challenged with. And it's really an engaging lifelong learning to how to become an effective communicator, influencer, leader based on this. And you'll get increased talent development and engagement with those that go through this program. So if this program is for you, you'll really be able to take a huge step forward in your career. This is one of the assessments that we use. Again, these are the 10 areas. So in the process, in the program, you'll evaluate how you're doing in all those 10 areas. It's not enough just to have confidence. You also have competence as a leader. So this is helping building our competence. And this is for some of the people that have gone through this program, just to give you a heads up of who this is for and how this has worked in the past. These are just some of the leaders. So Gary Smith is an amazing guy that's gone through this process and it's changed his life. Beth Aldana is an HR leader at a huge organization that has, tens of thousands of members, where she's the chief administrative officer there. Nicole Tritt is one of the leads an organization that's one of the leading cheese manufacturers in the world, and she has used this process for herself and her team. This is Allison Garner, who has done a TED Talk, who, when her and I first met, she had lots of imposter and challenging inner critic work, and she now is teaching this and is doing amazingly well. This is Brian Rolifson, who's a good friend of mine and has been through the process, also teaches, trains, and is absolutely a massive influencer in this space. Another person, Aaron Jensen, he's the city administrator for the city of Waupaca, has led this through his team with many of his leaders that he coaches and works with, and is one of the major influencers in his line of work. Next is Jean Irvin, also an HR superstar who, again, like myself, struggled with inner critic and wondering what she's capable of, and now she's leading it an amazing efforts in her organization at Jewelers Mutual. Last is Dev Gupta, who is a great friend of mine, the VP of Global Solutions and Engineering at Akamai, and he is a massive influencer at a global company, and he is no longer driven by anxiety, fear. He's now, after going through this process, is empowered and empowering others, and it's just very exciting to see the transformation that the Confident Leader Formula continues to make in leaders just like you. And these are some of the organizations that we work with around this, but really more importantly, this is about you and what you want to get out of this. And I've spent 15 years studying and analyzing leaders, the most exceptional leaders on the planet, and we've boiled it down to these 10 essential things. So you could go to YouTube, you could use AI, you could do all sorts of things. They will not have the proprietary assessments. They will not have the educational components that all fit together. We have a proven process. We know it works. Those individuals have seen major shifts in their career since with us working together. So, what does it look like for you? If you were to become a confident leader, what would change in your life if you had strategies to deal with every single person and situation that normally would trigger you? That's what we work on, is to really build you a resilient career that you take ownership of it. And what it's meant to me, Since doing this, I had major confidence issues early in my career. I had 8 jobs in 8 years. I was miserable. I was frustrated. And, I really had a choice to make. Was I going to continue to live in misery and frustration, or was I going to figure out what it is that I want to do with my life? And luckily, I chose helping people in their confidence journeys. And because of that, I went from coaching 104 individuals at one point to coaching groups. And because of that, because of the success that our clients continue to have, I was able to, those are my 4 daughters and my wife, we're able to take a trip to Maui, and we're able to buy a place in Florida, and all those things. That's great. That's awesome. But to me, most importantly, that's just proof that it's working for you. Proof that when you apply these systems in this process, the Confident Leader formula, it works. And you can make significant progress and movement in your career when you do that. And the far left picture there is just me processing. I'm about to ready to speak to a group that normally would have really intimidated me. And at this point, I was just honored and humbled, going, I can't believe I get to do this as a living. I can't believe this is my life's work, is to help people do this. And people actually love it and see transformational growth because of it. So if you're interested, there's 3 main things we're going to work on: help you find, lead, and coach with confidence. So all of us, no matter where we are in our confidence continuum, we're either finding confidence for ourselves, leading a group of people, or we're coaching the transformation in others. And I have a coach now, Mark Derwachter, who is an amazing individual. And when I can be on the sidelines watching him work, oh, he's gifted. He's amazing. There's many things that he does better than I do. And it's so fun to watch him work. And that's me being in the coach phase. But I had to go through early in my career, I had to find confidence for myself. What is it that my leadership skill set needs to look like? How do I lead others and set the example? And then finally, how do I coach and develop others? And that's why we developed the Confident Leader formula. At my peak, I was coaching 104 people at one time. It was too many. It just was not sustainable. And so we knew we needed to move to a group coaching model, but we didn't want to do it until we knew the results would work. And so we spent years perfecting this and really working through the systems and how it would work. And now, we know that when leaders go through this, they're going to come out on the other side, just a completely shifted perspective. And when they change, their environment changes. And that's what we want for you. There's 4 confidence transformations you're going to go through in this program. Starts with inner critic to inner coach. So how am I leading myself? It's the first one. How do I lead others? How do I communicate, set vision, strategy, and then ultimately, how do I become an influencer? Because that inner critic can often hold us back. And so we really have been intentional about, most programs are going to start in the coaching phase. They're going to start in the leadership phase. We start in the internal thought process phase, because when you get that shifted, when you can shift your beliefs about yourself, everything else that follows is multiplied in the impact and effect we can have. And this is my good friend, Mark Derwachter, who's going to be your guide along the way. He's the one that will coach you through the program. He is an amazingly gifted leader. He's been doing this for years. He's been in education for over 30 years. He's now been in the confidence coaching realm for 2.5 years, and is amazing at what he does. And if you get the chance to interact with him, you will not forget it. And so we're excited to have him along with the coaching program. These are the 10 videos that we talked about earlier. There's 10 essential modules that I teach, anywhere from 15 to 40 minutes. And then there's a very practical application that goes along with this. And this is our greatest hits. From doing this for 15 years, we've really boiled down the most essential things. There's a million things you could do in trial and error in a leadership development standpoint. You can try to build a house, but until you have the foundation set, until you have the apprenticeship, until you know what you're building, it's very difficult. We get distracted. There's a million authors out there. So what I recommend is be an apprentice of one leader. Follow one person. I hired Dr. Craig Melkin, who helped me. He's from Harvard, and he's an amazing, gifted coach and mentor to me. And he's helped develop these assessments that we use, especially designed for you to get the breakthrough you need. So all 10 of these modules are engaging. They're my best work, my best stories, my best material that I've developed and working in tens of thousands of leaders over the years. And these are the 10 modules. We start with confident communication. So if you can't communicate with confidence, we already have a barrier. So we help you walk into a room, own it, own the meetings, conversations with your leaders, with clients, with board members. We help you work through that inner critic there. Then it's leadership self-confidence. We look at the My Confidence Professional Assessment that's been specifically designed for this, to help you understand how your inner critic works, where you're triggered, how to reduce those triggers, how to lessen the time that you're you're sort of in a funk and really getting back to your best self. And then we have a vision and strategy section where we're painting a clear picture. What's your mission? What's your vision? What are your core values? What are your strategic initiatives? Let's take control of your career. And how do you inspire others with that, which is executive influence? So how do we enroll people into this conversation of how and where we can head to next? What's the motivation there? And then module 5 is delivering results. It's not enough to just be confident. We also must be competent. So we've got a very specific process that we take you through on how to make sure that you're essentially getting really skillful in every area of leadership that you need to. The final 5 modules here are relationship building. We want to make sure that every single person in your team feels valued, understood, important. They're motivated, they're excited. So there's engagement work that we do in here. There's a team building exercise specifically for structuring your team properly and looking at how you can succeed in the future and succession planning. And then we look into feedback, the fuel and the guardrails of the work that we do. So how do we help provide really timely, important quality feedback? So maybe there's some difficult people you struggle working with. Maybe there's some difficult conversations that you need to have. We're going to help you build world-class strategies and the skill set to do that. So there's no longer anxiety around that you're planful and you're prepared. And then final 2 are lifestyle design. We want to make sure that they're the 7 essential areas of your life we can build around. This is not just about work. It's also how do you do in your personal fitness and your finances and your relationships personally. All those things are all a part of being an inclusive leader. And then finally, confidence coaching. We've got a really robust set of tools and strategies to how to coach and motivate everyone in your span of care. And these are all lifelong skills. However, in 12 weeks, it's a 12-week virtual program. You will listen to the module, do the application, and then Mark will lead you through the question and answer and sharing information. It is amazing how you can be transformed in simply 12 weeks. In 12 weeks, you will be a completely different leader than when you started the program. I guarantee you will. Your confidence will be elevated, and your clarity will be elevated. And that's the work that we're honored to share with you today. Now, normally, if you were to hire me to do that program, if I were to come to do those 10 segments, it'd be over $10,000 for the day, just for me to come and share that with your team. And not only to that, but we have Q&A calls. If you add the Q&A calls into that, that'd be another $3,500. We also have My Confidence Professional Report that you're going to get 65 copies of. It's $50, $49.50 assessment. You're going to get those free. 65 are going to be free. They're included in the program because we don't want you working with your team to be a barrier. Some of you might be individual contributors. Some of you might lead a team. Some of you might lead a large team. And we wanted to have assessments that you could simply implement without having to get more budget. So those are all included. And that's a $3,200 value just for those assessments. And then we have a school community, which is where you can interact with the other people who are going through this program, share best practices, hear what they're doing. It's a completely confidential space to take your journey with others. And often this is where you become best friends with people and share what's happening. Some of them will be a couple steps behind you. Some will be a couple steps ahead of you. But really, you're sharing all the information with each other that is necessary for you. Not only are you going to be learning from Mark and I, but you'll also be learning from each other. And we think that's priceless. We think that's invaluable. A lot of the people that go through this program, they're still friends with each other today. They had deep and meaningful connections. And this is really, can I guarantee that you're going to get promoted from this program? No, I can't. I can tell you, though, so many people have, because when they're becoming more confident and capable, people are seeing them differently. Like, you know what? I actually think this person could take on the challenge, take on the promotion. And so it's very common that happens, that people really see themselves leading in a different capacity. Or maybe you're in sales or you have your own business and it's just, you want to have more comfortable client conversations. You want to grow your revenue. You want to grow what you do. All of those things are absolutely happening in the work that we do. And ultimately, you're going to take control of your career. And for most of us, our career is our greatest wealth building tool. You're going to take control of that. You're going to have new opportunities. You're going to have advancement opportunities. You're going to have ability to coach others in a way that you never thought possible. More than anything else, you're just going to feel significant and high energy. Early in my career, I was depressed and frustrated most of the time. I was angry at work. And now I love what I do. And that will be the transition that you'll make as well. If, as a comparison from an investment standpoint, typically when somebody wants to make to work with me individually, it's a minimum of $30,000 a year to work with me. I had 104 clients at one time and it was just not manageable. And so basically I developed this group coaching because not everyone can afford that sort of setup. And honestly, I wouldn't do the group coaching if I didn't think it was effective because you're going to be learning from each other as well. And that was one of the rules, one of the conditions is to do group coaching. It had to rival the individual coaching experience. It had to be powerful and impactful and significant. And it has. And so today, we're offering all those things that we talked about that are, $16,000 plus in value. We're offering that for $1,997. If you go to confidentcommunicatorchallenge.com/go, you can enroll and be a part of joining this with us. Now, we do this program once a year. This program is a thank you, so as an investment from us into our clients, into the people we serve. We know that this is a very reasonable price. We know that a lot of programs cost $10,000, $20,000 to go through, especially with this sort of support and the assessments and the work that we've done to doing this. But we don't want cost to be a barrier. We want you to join us. We want you to be excited about it. We want you to get a ton of value from it. And so not only is that the value, but we also wanted to throw in some additional benefits. So this is just the example of the page where you can register completely secure, all those things. And some of you are going through this and you say, hey, you know what? Right now isn't the right time. But some of you are saying, yes, it is. And if it is, we also wanted to make some more additional offers to you to make this even more of an offer that you really feel like fits your needs. If you decide to register before midnight tonight, and we'll even extend that. We've talked with our team. We want you guys to be a part of this. We'll extend this to Friday, which is when registration closes. We're going to offer you a free debrief with me or one of my coaches on our full executive assessment, which is normally a $1,250 value. It's a 60-minute session with me or one of my coaches. That's a deep dive, gives you an incredible insight into your leadership from a confidence standpoint, where you're over, where you're under, where your authentic confidence is. And we've had thousands of people take this assessment. And the greatest compliment we always get when we do this is people say, wow, I never knew that about me. And knowing this about me is going to be a huge stepping stone for me to grow my career. And it's our most powerful 1 hour that we deliver in what we do. We love it. We love to help people get new insights. So that is included for free. We're including that in the program and no additional charge, as well as we want to help you with our first initiative there, which is we want you to give you a confidence story debrief. We want you to own your story. So in any minute, in any stage, in any audience, you have a compelling, polished, amazing, engaging 3 minutes, first impression and the awkwardness, be able to speak it to one person, to 10 people, to 20 people, to 1,000 people, whatever your goals are. We want you to be equipped. So public speaking is no longer an angst for you, but you're excited about it. And you find a way, instead of introducing yourself in a boring, stale way, you find a way to really engage your audience. So both of those things, they're nearly the price of the program right there, just in the bonuses. So not only we're looking at the formula, which in itself is 10,000, the calls for 3,500, the assessments for 3,200, the community is included, assessment and debrief for 1,250, and the assessment, the confidence story code, all of that is included for a price of $1,997. And if you say, well, Ben, that's great, but do you have payment options? We also have a payment option of $797 a month for 3 months. So we wanted to make this offer something that, and we offer it once a year. This is the only time we offer it. Why? Because we really want people to take advantage of it. We really want to have it be something that you can't wait to be a part of. And our coaches and our team is set up to help you do that. A couple of Q&A questions that people will have at this point. People will sometimes say, hey, Ben, it's too expensive, or I don't have the money right now. I understand that. There's a lot going on. There's a chaotic economy. There's who knows what's happening in the world, right? There's a lot going on. And you can choose to not invest this money in yourself, but to me, you're your own greatest asset. So when we head into chaotic times, to me, that's when we need to invest in ourselves, prepare ourselves for what's happening next, get some resilience, get some confidence, get some new insights, get some new strategies about what you can do next. So you're not sort of at a victim of what the external world is happening. You take some progress and agency for yourself. Like, you know what? I believe I can become the leader that I want to be. And I think if I'd have known how to do it on my own, I would have already done it. So I need some help to do that. And as we mentioned too, you can do the 3 payment option. That's $397 for today. And then there's 2 more payments of the same. So we can certainly do that to you. We hear this. People say, I don't have enough time or this isn't the right time. Well, we offer this once a year and we want people to take action. So you could wait till next year. But what will happen in your leadership life in the next year if you don't take action on something like this, right? Probably nothing will drastically change. Well, my guess is you'll be more trial and error around your leadership. It's like trying to build a house without being an apprentice. You'll lay some bricks here, and some of them will work, some of them will fall over, and that's okay if that's what you want. If you just want sort of slow, really incremental growth, then yeah, right now might not be the right time. There probably will never be the right time for you. You can just keep doing what you're doing. No judgment, no shame in any of that. However, if you're an ambitious leader and you say, no, I want to get everything that I can out of my career, I want to have a career of significance, then obviously the time to invest in yourself is now. And that to me is obviously you're always worth betting on. Some of you may need to speak a spouse or business partner, and totally, I recommend you do it. Talk to them, say, hey, what do you think about me investing in myself? And when's the last time I've invested in myself? And when I have invested in myself, what's happened? I've had many, many rounds of talking to my spouse to say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And it's a great conversation. So I actually recommend you do that. Talk to your loved one, talk to your business leader. Some of you might get funding from your HR department or your leader in your organization. Just say, hey, I'd like you to see what's going on with this leadership, confident leader formula thing. And it seems really exciting. There's tons of value in it. I really think the timing could be perfect for me. What do you think? And chances are they'll be supportive. And if they're not, sometimes we need to invest in ourselves. Some of you may need to make the investment and then go back to your leader and say, hey, this is so important to me. I invested in myself. I would love to be reimbursed. What do you think about that? And I think, more times than not, most HR and leadership development programs are much higher investments than what this one is. And most people will say, wow, if you can get all that for $1,997, do it. Go all in. You're getting a ton of support in that. What if it doesn't work? And when I first started doing this, my confidence was rock bottom. And I would tell you, I thought, well, maybe it's not going to work for me. And I've coached thousands of people around it. And what I can tell you is confidence can be learned. You think about it, right? Before we learn how to ride a bike, we have no confidence. And 5 minutes later, we're the most confident person you could find. So it's a skill set. There's a specific system and process that you go through to find confidence for yourself. And it's different for every person. However, when you understand your confidence profile and you understand the tendencies, we're really good at quickly helping you identify what it looks like, what your barriers are, and how to resolve them. So to me, worst case scenarios, we'll give you your money back. We have a 14-day money back guarantee. So if you register and you go, Ben, the videos weren't what I thought they would be, the coaching call wasn't what I thought it would be, we will refund your money, no questions asked. But here's what I think will happen. So you're going to go in, you're going to see the greatest hits videos, you're going to see sessions with Mark, you're going to feel supported and included, you're going to experience your school community, and you're going to say, wow, this is the group I've been looking for. This is what I wished I would have had earlier in my career. That's why I developed it. When I was a young leader, I wished I could have had something like this. Instead of the years of trial and error and frustration and anger and anxiety, someone could have walked along and been my mentor and helped me gotten clarity on where am I doing things correctly, and where are some changes that I need to make. How much one-on-one time will I receive? We want to be completely honest about this program, that this program is not an individual coaching program. This is a group coaching program. So you're not going to get individual time with Mark or myself. You're going to get group time. However, the one-on-one time can come with your fellow cohort. So the people that are in your school community, what we see happen all the time is people meet offline. They share ideas. They're going, here's what's happening with me. I'm learning about this. I have questions about this. And you'll have a ton of time with Mark in the Q&A calls. You're going to have 90 minutes with him every week to get all of your questions answered, to do whatever you need to do. And he is extremely knowledgeable, extremely supportive in all those areas. Then finally, when the 12-week program is over, how will you be supported? Well, when it's over, after those 12 weeks, you're going to see a transformation. You're going to be a leader that you never thought you could be. You're going to feel completely equipped to handle. We're going to give you strategies and workbooks for every one of these things to do long-term. You can watch these videos over and over again. And ultimately, we have next steps for you. If you want to continue in the group coaching, we have a next step group coaching program. It's called the Confidence Club, and we can talk to you about that. So you can continue this growth escalated. Some of you will just continue meeting with your cohort. You'll start meeting more with your leader and your team, and you'll take it from here on your own. Awesome. Some of you may want the structured approach of continued group coaching, and we have that available for you as well. So these are all the things that happen in the Confident Leader formula. So a couple of final notes on this. It's $1,997. You go to confidentcommunicatorchallenge.com/go. It's a 12-week virtual program. You have access to me teaching these 10 essential items in the Confident Leader Blueprint. You work with Mark on the coaching. You get 65 additional assessments. And really, more than anything, is when you decide to do something, what I always do is, has this person been through what I'm going through, and are they now where I would like to be as a leader? And that's what I had with Dr. Melkin. And I can tell you, Mark is so committed to he is amazing, and he will support you. We are both completely committed and invested and passionate about you getting the results that you deserve. So if you join the program and it doesn't seem like that isn't experience you're getting, full refund 14 days. If you join the program and you find this community that you've always wanted, I believe you will have transformational results in your leadership. And I believe it will change the trajectory of what you do, the significance you feel, the stress that's reduced. So we would love to join you. We'd love for you to join us. We'd love to join you on your journey. And, really, if there's any final sort of thought I can give to you is, when I've invested in myself and I've made significant investments in myself, whenever the person that I invested in had been where I want to go, it was always a great conversation. It was always a great investment. I never regretted it. And so that's what I hope for you. I hope that you don't have any regrets on your leadership journey, and that if we can help you accelerate your career, we would love to be on that journey with you. Whether you're a peacekeeper, friend maker, inquisitor, negotiator, driver, convincer, whatever your profile is, the only requirement is that you want to grow and you want to take advantage of opportunities like this. This is the once a year that we do this. We have a limited number of participants that we take in this program, and we've got just a couple days left to register. So we'd love to have you. Thank you for joining us, and I'm wishing you all the best. Take care.